Hey, Buckshot Blaine here. Welcome to the Buckshot Blaine channel. This channel is going to be about my adventures into cowboy action shooting, reloading, bullet casting, ballistic testing, and all of the other things that go along with that. And I hope you enjoy the content. Thank you for joining. All right, so before we get into the ballistic gel testing, just wanted to give a couple shout outs because there's a few YouTube channels that I really enjoy watching. I may take some ideas from some of them, and I'll try to let you know whenever I do. One of the big ones that I really like enjoying is Tools and Targets, and his Jelly Time. He's got great gel testing, as well as he does a whole lot of comparison testing and things like that between different calibers, sometimes different guns. Really enjoy that, and I'll try to leave links to a lot of these that I note. Another one is Gun Sam, Revolver Aficionado. He's got great gel testing, as well as chronographing and everything else, as well as he does some long range testing as well, up to like 75 yards for practical accuracy. I'm not doing a lot of the accuracy type testing right now. So I'm going to try to do a few things differently than some of these other guys. One of them you'll note is when I give you the statistics on the like average velocity, and everybody does like the energy, kinetic energy, whatever you want to call it, foot-pounds of energy. Well, I think I agree that that's very important. I think there's a few more statistics that I believe are also important. That's what would be momentum, for instance, which not just the like kinetic energy, which would be like the energy, the total energy that it took to get the projectile going, or the energy it would take to stop it, for instance. I believe momentum is a very big factor. So I think that's been lost over time. I'll just give you an example. Back in the day, caliber was everything. For instance, 45 caliber was king. Back in the 1870s. You never saw people absorb 5.45 Colts and keep going. That just didn't happen like today with modern 9mm. I see many videos where people just soak up 4, 5, 6, 9mm and keep going. So I started to ask myself why. If muzzle energy is everything, why does this keep happening? So then I started looking for answers, and one of my theories is I think caliber and momentum have been overlooked, and I want to get back and do some testing. Okay, so in today's test, I have a lot of 45 Colt, which is a big caliber for me since I've started cowboy action shooting, and come to discover how much power it has, even though with cowboy action we load them, I load them down, we'll say 2/3 of full power. or even less than. But even full power, they're very mild recoil compared to something like a 357 Magnum. So when you start looking at muzzle energy, like for like, I can shoot that 45 Colt full power all day long versus 357 Magnum out of a small short barrel snub nose, for instance, and you do not want to shoot a full box of that, or at least I don't. It smacks you pretty good, and it's the recoil impulse, I think, to get the muzzle energy up there in such a small caliber. So that's kind of like a little bit of the background on what I'm looking to do here. Another thing I'm going to note in the statistics is what I originally heard about it from Plowboy's Ghost Channel, which is another channel I really like to watch. Not so much gel testing or anything like that, but he is a big proponent of the 45 Colt and even larger 44 Magnum. Well, actually 41 Magnum, I think nowadays is his big go-to caliber. But he really likes the 45 Colt, and you can really load the 45 Colt up, I mean, to where it's way more than the 44 Magnum. So just got some notes here, so I am cheating. So going back to that, he mentioned something that I had to look up. I'd never heard of it before, but it was called the Taylor knockout factor. So Taylor was a elephant hunter from the mid 1900s and shot hundreds of elephants. So he came up with this formula called the Taylor knockout factor, which had to do with knocking an elephant out if you missed the brain, and how long it would stay down. So the theory was it's basically momentum, but then factoring in the caliber of the bullet. So you'll see when I do these chronograph, or not the chronograph, but when I do the ballistic test, I'm going to note the Taylor knockout factor as well as the momentum, which is in foot-pounds per second. So that gives you a little bit better idea when you look at 357 Magnum, for instance. The Taylor knockout factor is quite a bit less than something like the 45 Colt, or at least the full power 45 Colt. And the reason for that is the bullet diameter. So with energy, the velocity in the formula is squared. So velocity is way more influential in the total amount than the mass of the bullet, for instance, where when you look at momentum, which is the forward movement or the tendency to keep going, essentially, I feel like has quite a bit to do with how deep the penetration is, and the overall impact, on the target. So what I'm looking to do with this channel is maybe delve into a little bit more of that. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.